Meghan Markle's fakery with British Airways has just been exposed. When all else fails, when everything is going disastrously wrong, there's always a stunt involving an airplane. She is one of the worst passengers to ever travel on their airline. She was rude to the air hostesses. She tried to get upgrades. That was before she met Prince Harry. And she refused to even look after Archie on the flight. And he was crying for a long time before the nannies got involved.
Was Meghan Markle just caught in another carefully staged PR moment? Because what started as a sweet anniversary story aboard a British Airways flight is suddenly turning into a full-blown internet controversy, and critics say the details simply do not add up. A handwritten card. A bottle of champagne. A smiling Instagram post thanking the airline crew for making her anniversary special. On the surface, it looked like one of those harmless celebrity moments designed to warm hearts online. But within hours, royal watchers began noticing something strange. The anniversary card wasn't addressed only to Meghan, it was addressed to both Meghan and Prince Harry. There was just one problem. According to every public report surrounding the trip, Harry allegedly was not even on the flight. And that single detail has now triggered a storm of questions online. How did the crew already know to prepare a card for both of them? Why did the captain reportedly write a personalized anniversary message? And why did major media outlets suddenly receive polished, inside source briefings about the moment almost immediately after Meghan landed in Los Angeles? Critics are now accusing the Sussex camp of turning what looked like a spontaneous airline gesture into another carefully managed publicity moment, one designed to flood social media with positive headlines during a difficult year for the couple's public image. Now the internet is pulling apart every detail of that British Airways flight, from the wording on the card to the timeline of Meghan's journey through London Heathrow. And the deeper people look, the more questions seem to appear. Was this genuinely a sweet surprise from airline staff? Or was the entire moment quietly arranged before the plane even left the runway? Because according to royal commentators, the official story may not be nearly as simple as it first appeared.
We're merching our own wedding too. This is all extraordinary stuff, especially the fact that she claims that the British Airways crew on her flight from Europe back to Los Angeles just happened to know that it was her 8th wedding anniversary and just happened to write her this card expressing what a delight she is on the flight.
She posted this weird picture getting ready to leave for the event on cyberbullying, and the whole event was about protecting your kids from social media. And I guess she doesn't see the hypocrisy that she's posting her kid on social media.
She leaks to People magazine, her propagandists at People magazine, that this was the crew, the British Airways crew. And she was just so touched that they loved her so much. Here's the article. Meghan Markle was moved by the kindness of a British Airways flight crew who helped ring in her wedding anniversary with Prince Harry. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex marked 8 years of marriage on Tuesday and shared a glimpse of the heartfelt gesture she received while travelling home from Geneva, Switzerland the day before. Posting to her Instagram stories, Meghan revealed a handwritten note from the British Airways flight crew thanking them publicly for helping make the occasion special. Thanks to this amazing flight crew for all the love yesterday. Appreciate all your memories and kind words, she wrote, tagging a British Airways alongside a Union Jack emoji. The card read, "Dearest Harry and Meghan, wishing you a wonderful wedding anniversary with love, the whole British Airways family." Covered with signatures and personal notes, it was also marked BA269 and dated May the 18th.
The controversy began the moment Meghan Markle returned from her appearance in Switzerland. Just one day earlier, she had reportedly attended a high-profile public event connected to online safety and social media awareness, standing on stage in front of cameras while discussing the impact the internet can have on families and children. But almost immediately after that appearance, attention shifted away from the speech itself and onto something far more unexpected: her journey home. According to public flight tracking reports and entertainment coverage surrounding the trip, Meghan traveled from Geneva through London Heathrow before boarding a British Airways flight bound for Los Angeles. Nothing unusual there. Celebrities fly commercial all the time. But what happened after the flight landed is what suddenly sent royal watchers into detective mode. The next morning, Meghan posted an image to Instagram showing a handwritten anniversary card, a bottle of champagne, and a thank you message directed at the British Airways crew. She praised the airline staff for their kindness and publicly shared how special they had made the journey feel. Almost instantly, celebrity magazines and royal news outlets picked up the story. Within hours, glossy headlines appeared everywhere describing the emotional anniversary gesture from the airline crew. Some reports even claimed crew members shared personal memories about Harry and Meghan's 2018 wedding while congratulating her on board. At first, the reaction online was positive. Fans described the moment as elegant, classy, and heartwarming. But that mood changed the second viewers looked closely at the actual wording written on the card. Instead of being addressed simply to Meghan, the message reportedly read, "Dearest Harry and Meghan." And suddenly, people began asking the obvious question. Why would a cabin crew write an anniversary message to both Harry and Meghan if only one of them was allegedly sitting on the aircraft? That single line completely changed the conversation online. Critics argued that airline crews normally personalize cards for the passenger physically on board, especially during a long international flight with hundreds of travelers. But this card appeared to have been prepared specifically for the Sussex couple as a pair, almost as though the anniversary message had already been planned in advance before the aircraft even departed Heathrow. And the more people examined the timeline, the stranger the situation began to feel.
Wait, what? Meghan arranged an anniversary card to be given to her on her flight? She pre-ordered and then gave the exclusive to People magazine? A source close to the Duchess of Sussex, this is how much she wants people to know about this card, right? Tells People, Meghan's flight crew was so lovely. On her way back from Geneva, they all came to say happy anniversary and shared their memories of where they were on the day. I thought Meghan thought the whole thing was horrible. The crew's gesture also included treats for the couple's children. They wrote Harry and Meghan a card and gave them a bottle of champagne and British candies for Harry and the kids, the source adds. It was very special and so appreciated by Meghan, who wanted to publicly thank them. She was truly so touched. So far, so suspicious.
Had a card that had just been prepared by Harry and the children, if you remember, with their names all over it. And this is the exact same thing. Meghan wants to prove to the world that she's adored by Harry. She always talks about, that man loves me so much, but then she also does it with the crew. It was really embarrassing. And to me on Twitter, she managed to spot that Richie Rich was so used to these cards going around, he's even put his signature on there twice. So obviously there are cards that just get passed around, honestly, and then they all sign it. But yeah,
I think that's a little message from the crew.
Airlines. And without them realizing or doing the research that anyone can get this fucking card. Anyone in the world can go on there and get that card and say it's my anniversary.
They probably know, but they get clicks, right? I mean, that's why they're doing it. They're part of this Markle, economy.
Even if they did it, even if British Airways went, oh my God, it's their anniversary day, we got to get them a card.
Do it.
No, why would they? Nobody in the fucking crew would give a shit. Like you think, oh, Meghan Markle's on the flight list in 2 days. Let's get her a card and all sign it. That's ridiculous.
No, they'd be in the background saying, "Let's pee in her champagne because this
wipe the
girl
card of my
sucks."
butt." Yeah.
So, boy, what a fail that anniversary was. Oh, what a fail. And how tragic. I mean, 8th anniversary, such a huge anniversary. Oh, my God.
I know why. Posting. Yeah, why are they going over the top for the 8th anniversary? Oh, it's because, like he said, to flood the zone. Right?
Do people normally make a big deal out of their 8th anniversary?
No.
Really? What is that?
Prince Harry had not been photographed in London during that period. Multiple reports surrounding Meghan's appearance in Switzerland described the trip as a solo journey. Entertainment coverage after the flight focused entirely on Meghan's return home, not on the couple traveling together. Yet somehow, according to the official version of events, the British Airways crew supposedly knew enough to prepare a polished anniversary setup addressed to both husband and wife. That immediately fueled speculation that the gesture may not have been as spontaneous as it first appeared. Then came another detail critics could not stop talking about. The card reportedly included a personalized note from the captain himself congratulating Meghan on the anniversary. For royal commentators already suspicious of the situation, that was the moment the story crossed from sweet airline gesture into possible PR coordination. Because people online started asking something very simple. How would a captain automatically know the exact anniversary date of a celebrity passenger unless somebody informed the airline ahead of time? Was the crew privately briefed before boarding? Was the anniversary already flagged through a passenger profile? Or was this entire moment intentionally arranged in advance for social media exposure? Those questions exploded across royal commentary channels almost immediately. Some critics accused Meghan of carefully managing positive publicity at a time when public interest around the Sussex brand had reportedly cooled. Others argued the entire thing was being unfairly overanalyzed and that airline crews often make special gestures for famous passengers. But regardless of which side people believed, one thing was suddenly undeniable. What was supposed to be a simple anniversary post had turned into a full-scale internet investigation. And then the deeper accusations started emerging. Because longtime royal critics began resurfacing old claims about Meghan's previous interactions with airline staff, stories that painted a far less glamorous picture than the polished Instagram image now circulating online. Suddenly, people were no longer debating just one anniversary card. They were debating Meghan's entire relationship with publicity, celebrity branding, and carefully managed media narratives. And according to some commentators, the British Airways story may have exposed far more than anyone expected.
I did a whole big whistleblowing thing on this because it was actually, I fly BA all the time. I love BA. They are incredible crew members. And it was actually a whistleblower on board a British Airways flight who first approached me and gave me the information, which made me then start to look into the way that she treated the stuff. And it dated right back, Tash, this is what's interesting about it, before she was with Harry. She had a reputation then because she used to do that thing where she would demand upgrades to first, even sometimes when they weren't available. So she's widely regarded as a passenger who they don't like. Now, do I, I don't want to do down the crew at all. I'm sure they were absolutely delightful to her on board because that is their job. But was this a setup? Well, absolutely it was. And then Tash delivered the receipts. Look at this, because Meghan's just been well and truly rumbled. When booking, this is on BA, you can add a complimentary personalized message for your partner. Let the flight attendants know it is your anniversary when you board, especially if you are celebrating a major milestone like a 10th or 25th anniversary. It is up to the crew's discretion, but they often present couples with a complimentary bottle of bubble and a signed crew card. Since BA does not centrally arrange standalone cards, it is best to bring your own special card on board if you hand it to a crew member.
An amazing opportunity for Meghan, right? And what does she do? She, hours before this vital event, Meghan chooses to post a photograph of herself smirking, basically, wearing this kind of very fancy lilac outfit with Lilibet sort of crouched at her feet, sort of worshipping her, oh, mummy, you look so beautiful, you look so gorgeous. And the problem that I have, particularly with this now, or not my personal problem, but why I just think it's incredibly unwise of this couple to do this, is that increasingly at the center of this commercial operation is Lilibet. She is increasingly the cheese, the bait, the whatever you want to call it, to draw people into these photographs.
As the story spread across social media, critics began focusing on one major question. Was this really a spontaneous gesture from the airline crew, or had the moment been quietly arranged in advance? Because the more people looked into the situation, the more carefully planned it started to appear. One of the biggest reasons for that suspicion was how quickly the story reached major celebrity media outlets. Only hours after Meghan posted the anniversary card to Instagram, entertainment websites suddenly published detailed articles describing how emotional and special the moment supposedly was. Anonymous sources close to the Duchess claimed the crew congratulated her personally, shared memories about the royal wedding, and even provided gifts for Harry and the children. To royal critics, the timing felt too perfect. Then another detail made the internet even more suspicious. People online discovered that airlines, including British Airways, sometimes allow passengers to notify crews about anniversaries and celebrations ahead of flights. In certain situations, staff may prepare small surprises like handwritten cards or complimentary champagne if they are informed in advance. And that immediately changed the conversation. Because critics argued that if Meghan or her team had notified the airline beforehand, then the entire, unexpected surprise narrative suddenly looked far less believable. They especially focused on the captain's personalized note congratulating her on the anniversary. Online commentators questioned how a pilot would randomly know such a personal detail unless somebody had already informed the crew before boarding. That is when accusations of a possible PR stunt really exploded online. Some royal commentators claimed the entire moment fit perfectly into what they describe as the Sussexes' carefully managed public image strategy, emotional social media content, polished celebrity storytelling, and highly controlled press coverage designed to keep positive headlines circulating online. Others defended Meghan, arguing celebrities receive special treatment from airlines all the time and that people were reading far too deeply into a simple anniversary gesture. But the controversy kept growing because British Airways reportedly stayed completely silent throughout the entire situation. The airline never publicly explained whether the anniversary surprise had been spontaneous or arranged beforehand. And for critics, that silence only added more mystery to the story. Suddenly, what started as a glamorous Instagram post had turned into another internet debate about celebrity branding, media narratives, and whether public moments involving Meghan and Harry are ever truly natural anymore. And according to royal watchers, that is exactly why the story captured so much attention online.
Cannot believe it. When I saw it, I just thought, I don't believe this for a second, because she is well known amongst BA to be the worst passenger. She has a terrible reputation, and people can go back to my old video where I revealed all of this detail about how much she is hated on British Airways.
It's your 8th wedding anniversary. This isn't a big, huge celebration. Catherine and William didn't make this much fuss when it was their 10th wedding anniversary. Everything is so contrived and so over the top.
At the end of the day, this controversy is no longer just about a handwritten anniversary card. It's about whether people still believe the public image Meghan and Harry present to the world. Critics say the timing, the media coverage, and the details surrounding the British Airways gesture feel far too polished to be completely spontaneous. Supporters insist it was simply a kind moment blown wildly out of proportion. But one thing is certain, what should have been a sweet anniversary post quickly turned into another massive debate surrounding the Sussex brand and the way their public moments are presented online. So what do you think? Was this a genuine surprise from the airline crew, or another carefully managed PR moment? Drop your verdict in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more royal drama and celebrity news updates.